Well, hey guys, long time no see. Welcome back. It has been a good time since I sat down to film a video. It's just been a little bit manic. You'll know from the vlogs and the blog posts and the Instagrams that I have a wedding to plan this year. I'm also looking for a house, planning lots of things for the upcoming year. So lots and lots of things on the agenda, which has meant that I have not managed to sit down and get chatting about things with you guys. But I'm so excited to be sat down and filming today. It feels like I'm kind of back to my natural habitat again. It feels amazing. I got quite inspired. I went on to Net-a-Porter and I was looking for something sustainable, something that was made of fabrics or of materials that are in some way sustainable, or at least trying to be a little bit more conscious and ethical and helpful for the environment. I just wanted to look at what exactly was out there on the market. So it was almost a bit of a discovering thing for me. I kind of went on this big research journey. So I thought you guys might be quite interested. There are actually some amazing things out there in gorgeous materials, really beautiful, like luxurious materials that are sustainable and are from brands that are really trying to make a bit more of a difference in the whole retail and fashion industry. As you guys probably know, the fashion industry is the second biggest polluting industry in the world. So I feel like over the next few years lots of changes are going to start happening in the industry, and I'm really excited for it. I'm looking forward to seeing so many more brands coming out with incredible, ethical, conscious, thoughtful, caring clothing, and I'm kind of really ready for it. I'm looking forward to really updating my wardrobe with pieces that are just, you know, a bit more thought behind them. So without further ado, so I went to Net-a-Porter because I have an amazing relationship with Net-a-Porter. They very kindly gifted me these items for me to be able to show you a full kind of discovering video. So I'll just start whizzing through the items, tell you a little bit of the background of that brand, and just let you know why I like them. Okay, first brand that I found on my research mission was Anushka. So I've seen a lot from Anushka over the past year and a half or so. More influencers are wearing her clothing, a lot more models, a lot more celebrities. So I've seen it pop up here, there and everywhere. So I thought I'd have a little look. And the reason why they're so exciting is the fact that they create really cool designs in animal-friendly vegan leathers. So they don't use any leathers and they don't use any furs. So I thought I'd take a look through the whole collection and see what I love the most. This piece especially I was drawn to. I'm very much into these very kind of soft cashmere-esque hooded tops at the moment, just because I travel so much and also just sitting around the house when I'm doing my work, catching up on things. I like to wear something quite nice and warm and cozy. So I found this and I actually adore it. The way that this wraps over the front here into this hood is really flattering around the neckline. I really enjoy this ribbed patterning. It just looks really cool, and then with this pocket on the front. And it's just a lovely cropped shape. It's just that kind of easy thing to throw on, but looks kind of done but not done. Off-duty hoodie, it's just simple. Now this is made in merino wool and cashmeres, but like I said, the whole brand in itself is kind of making strides in terms of more sustainable and animal-friendly fabric. So I think Anushka is definitely one to watch for sure. I definitely want to do a little bit more research into where she gets her cottons and her other fabrics, but in terms of leathers and furs, she's very much staying clear. So definitely one to watch, and I actually love this hoodie. Okay, the next brand is super sustainable. Like, I've just had a look on the website to find out all of the details about this brand, and they're really making so much effort to be sustainable throughout their work environment, from like a plastic-free bottle zone in their warehouses and their offices to things like a package-free vegetarian scheme for the canteen, things like that. So I mean, that is super cool, the fact that they're really kind of living this whole lifestyle. But for the actual brand, there is so much. I almost need to read it off the screen because there's so much that they're trying to do. Low carbon footprint to a really transparent supply chain, organic natural materials, social responsibility. Like, this is a brand who's really making so much effort in this space. So I am now a huge fan of this brand, especially because this is so me. It's unbelievably me, and it's so soft and gorgeous. This is Mother of Pearl. Honestly, I don't know how I don't already own this, because it's just me in a jumper. These gorgeous sleeves in the knit go down into a much finer knit that kind of pokes through the bottom. It almost looks like you've layered a top underneath your jumper, and then here it ties around your wrists just for a little extra texture and detail. It's a really gorgeous, big, chunky collar on this, roll neck. It's not too long, it's not too cropped, it's just sat in between. Lovely, cozy jumper in a beautiful ivory. Big fan of this. So a lot of these things I'm going to be showing you as well, they're not super cheap. I mean, it's very difficult for a lot of brands to be entirely sustainable, through from fabrics to production to even just like little fixtures like buttons and even things like bra fastenings. Those kind of things aren't as sustainable as they would like to be. Maybe in a few years we'll get to a point where they can be a lot more sustainable and easier to get those little tiny fixtures in sustainable materials, but for now it's quite difficult for a lot of brands to do it, which is why so many retailers kind of shy away and aren't really making any efforts to go a lot more sustainable. So to see a brand really making a lot of effort like this is pretty incredible, and this by far was my favourite piece I found from Mother of Pearl. So I definitely recommend have a look at their site. If not, have a look on Net-a-Porter, because Net-a-Porter often chooses like the best of the bunch for you guys to pick from. So yeah, have a little peek, but I'm really in love with this. Okay, next up is Mara Hoffman. Now, I've bought a few Mara Hoffman pieces in the past and actually had no idea just how sustainable they are, especially now. They again are a brand that are doing a hell of a lot, from materials to their sourcing. The entire ethos of the brand is about sustainability. For example, all the swimwear is made in recycled materials. The majority of their products are either organic or recycled or chosen from the best suppliers to allow a much more sustainable kind of like eco process, and it's just again really inspiring. The cool thing as well about Mara Hoffman is just how fashionable and stylish her pieces are, especially for the summer months. I've bought a lot of really gorgeous summer pieces from Mara Hoffman and like swimwear, and I'm a big fan, but I found this. Again, sorry for this very like neutral theme that's going on, but again, very me. Roll neck, sleeveless, long dress with a gorgeous slit, just kind of like half a metre there from the bottom of the dress, just to add a little bit more fluidity to the movement of this. It's got a gorgeous belt through the centre that just kind of cinches everything in a little bit. The finish of this is beautiful. It's really a lot of attention to detail in terms of how they've put this together. I love the big pockets on this. It's just very me. This especially is nice and tight around the neck. I tried on all of these things yesterday to see how I felt about them and how I felt in them, and I actually love this. I didn't expect to love this quite as much on me. Like the perfect pair of calf length boots that are just poking out the bottom of this dress. It'll look really amazing, especially even something quite dark to contrast against this, like a gorgeous dark burgundy would look amazing. A deep grey, like I've got a gorgeous pair of deep grey calf length boots that I think will be perfect for this. I think Mara Hoffman is definitely one to have a look at if you're looking for something that's very sustainable, and for a brand that's really pushing the boundaries when it comes to what you can do in a very stylish but also eco-conscious way. Of course, I couldn't do this video without mentioning Stella McCartney. In honesty, she's one of the designers that springs to mind whenever I think about sustainable fashion. She kind of pioneered a lot of the movement towards a more sustainable way of thinking when it came to fashion design and fashion processes. She created the incredible non-leather bags years ago, and it became that like very trend piece and something that a lot of people bought into because they didn't want to buy leather anymore. And over the years she's just become more and more eco-conscious, and I feel like she's one of those people in the industry who deserves so much more praise. The amount of incredible work she's actually done for this industry. Plus, she creates some of the most stylish and beautiful clothing out there. In most cases, you wouldn't even realise that they were sustainable. They're just fashionable, stylish, beautiful clothes. Her and her team have taken a lot of time to look for the best materials, the most conscious materials, to create these pieces that are really making a difference. So the piece that I got super excited about when I found it on Net-a-Porter was this coat in 100% wool. I think it's camel wool. Again, this is ribbed wool. This is a section I really like on this jacket. It just makes it a little more casual feeling. Just kind of pop this up around the neck. It almost feels a bit scarf-like. It's the most gorgeous, luxurious fabric. The way that the wool has been knitted in these almost diagonal stripes, you've kind of got to see this a bit more up close, but it's just, it looks and feels beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a lovely long camel coloured coat, as I always seem to love. And down the side as well, it's got these buttons, so you can open these up if you want a bit more of a flare and movement to the coat. I personally would probably keep those closed, but I've absolutely fallen in love with it. My only issue is that I bought it in the wrong size, and this is one oversized coat. It's meant to look and feel very oversized, much more kind of androgynous, that kind of thing that you drape over you if you're wearing like a big amazing turtleneck that's super chunky and you just want to throw on a coat and not feel like it's like clinging to you because you've got so many layers underneath. It is honestly wonderful. I've just not bought the right size. You do pay your premium for these kind of products, but at the same time you know where they've come from, you know what to expect, and you'll keep it forever knowing that you can love something that's had a lot of love put into it. Next up is actually a designer who I already had in my collection, didn't realise that she was a lot more sustainable than I realised, and that is Lombardi. I recently picked up this necklace. You may have seen this, I've been wearing this a lot. I don't often wear such large chunky jewellery as this, but I don't know why, I just really fell in love with it, and I love very organic shapes of all the circles all linking together. Can't get this on there, can I? There we go. I'm enjoying wearing it just kind of like a collar piece around larger knitwear like this. It's just a really, really cool piece. You can also get this on net-a-porter as well, although I already had it, but I did find another piece that I absolutely loved. I found these earrings. So Lombardi is a New York jewellery designer, I believe, but she works in raw and recycled materials. So that's why I thought this brand was pretty cool to show you, and I got pretty excited when I saw that, and I didn't even realise that this was sustainable. So I love it even more now because of that. But these really cool hoops, they are hollow, so they're not going to be super weighty and pull down your lobes. In fact, let me take these out just to show you how they look. But I really like the stem of the earring goes right across, so it almost just creates a full loop through the ear. And they're really, really cool. I love these actually. I think they're just such a gorgeous piece of statement jewellery, but quite lightweight. But again, it's because she's made them in recycled materials, reshaped them, made them into new pieces. Okay, now this is by a brand called 90%, which was founded actually only last year. So it's pretty amazing that they're already on net-a-porter. So hats off to those guys. The idea with 90% is that 90% of their profits go to charitable causes as well as to the people that made the garments happen. So I'm guessing that must include the manufacturers, the suppliers, the cotton growers, or at least I hope so, I'm pretty sure. But again, I've had a look at the website. They're very much striving to be fully sustainable, or as sustainable as they can be. Majority of their fabrics are organic, or they're made from tencel, which is made from wood pulp. They're very much considering creating basics and things that we wear quite daily, but in a much more sustainable route, which again I thought was pretty awesome. So this is what I found on net-a-porter. I'm pretty sure it's about £140, and it's a full jumpsuit, like cozy, comfy jumpsuit made in organic cotton. It's got a tie, drawstring waist to pull this in, and a zip up the back. It just feels like a really nice material. It doesn't feel cheap, doesn't feel like anything you wouldn't find at any other kind of premium high street retailer. It's just a very easy, simple piece, but it looks really cool and put together. I would so happily wear this on every flight for the next few years, to be honest, because it's going to be so super comfortable. But you could rock this with a pair of amazing boots and throw on like a scarf around it, and you'll be done for the day. Like, you'll be super cozy and just look awesome in this full like boiler suit. But obviously the fact it's sustainable is a huge plus point. So again, well done to those guys for trying something new, and the fact they're giving away such a huge amount of profits, you know, that's a massive thing to do for such an amount of work that we're putting in. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this already, and I'm going to be keeping my eye on everything they're doing coming up. Okay, then I came across ELV Denim. Again, I think this is quite a new brand, but very much about a sustainable jeans way of life. I mean, so many of us love our jeans. I don't even know how many pairs of jeans I must own. But what ELV like to do is take existing jeans that have been discarded and create something new with them, create a brand new gorgeous pair of jeans. What I really like about these, first of all, is the colour. It's a petrol blue shade, So straight away that drew my eye because I love that kind of denim colour. But you can also see it looks as though this part of the denim has come from one pair of jeans. You may be able to see there's a seam. And then right here I think this is another pair, so you can see here as well. 2 different pairs of jeans on the pocket. So when you're wearing them, or you can see these really cool seams down each bit, as you've got like 4 different jeans all cut up together. So it's loads of vintage jeans pulled together and made into a gorgeous new pair. I'll be super honest though, I got these in a 25, and I'm a 25. I could not get these up. So I can't show you these on. I'm absolutely gutted because actually when I was putting them on my legs, they look super flattering. I just didn't realise they'd be so tight. So that's one thing, I'd maybe bear that in mind. Maybe try sizing up one potentially, because I'm always usually 25. That was a shame because otherwise I think I would have absolutely loved these. But at the same time, if you have a look on Net-a-Porter, there's a few different designs that they've done and they're all really gorgeous and just really quite cool. So definitely one to watch if you're after a sustainable jeans brand. And another jeans brand that I found, Redone, which you've probably heard of. It's pretty popular. I've seen a lot of influencers wearing it, and literally the whole thing behind these, the guys behind this find all of the old discarded vintage Levi's jeans and again make them into something new, whether that's dyeing them or changing up the style or cutting them or fraying them or whatever it is, and they make them into a brand new pair of jeans. It's like a really simple, easy concept, but it works, and there must be so many pairs of old like Levi's vintage out there that it just kind of makes sense for someone to take advantage of that and make it into something new. I must admit the cost of these is quite a lot when you think it's vintage Levi's jeans that you could probably go to your own charity shop and find a pair of. But I must admit, they have kind of found the best of the best. They've got some really cool styles on Net-a-Porter that I had a little look at. I personally have fallen in love with these. I got these to kind of show you guys, and I think I'm going to have to keep these because, I mean, I love a good pair of, I'm wearing white jeans right now. I love a good pair of white jeans, and these just feel nice. They feel quite sturdy. They fit nicely. I mean, these are in a size, these are a size 24 and fit perfectly. So the ELV jeans must just be super, super tight. If you're looking for a really cool, like premium luxe jeans style brand and you know they're going to be good quality, then definitely have a peek. Next up is Bezique. Bezique. This is an Australian brand. They have a very sustainable manufacturing process and they use a lot of organic cottons. That's everything that I've seen so far in terms of the research, and they mention the fact that they have a very sustainable manufacturing process. So I guess with it being quite local, it's probably quite locally sourced and a much more kind of transparent manufacturing process that they have in place. So I was quite intrigued, and this pair of trousers I absolutely loved. Unfortunately, the size of this, they're too big for me, which is a shame because these are a size 0, which is a size 6. So they've got a lovely kind of larger, wider legs on these, just for that very slouchy fit, you know, kind of like pulling down onto your hips, wear it with a tee or like a crop jumper or something. Very, very cool. Could wear them with an amazing pair of like white trainers. They'd look awesome. It's that very cool off-duty chic look. They've got some lovely details, these trousers, especially with the buttons and these really cool belt hooks. They've got a zip and again button fastening there. And then round at the back, again, buttons onto the pockets. Oh, do you know what? These here pull in. Maybe, do you know what? Maybe this will really help me. They have adjusters at the very, very back. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they give you a little bit more give in case you want them more slouchy. Right, see, I didn't see those last night because I guess that's why you don't try things on in the dark. I'm actually a big fan of this. I want to keep looking out for what they do over the next few months. Okay, and I think this is the last thing. Up there with Stella McCartney, this is a much more luxury, very luxurious brand. This is Gabriela Hearst, but I mean, it's a pink suit. I had to feature this. I mean, it also comes with the matching trousers as well, if you like. But again, a very, very sustainable brand, from the majority of their manufacturing processes up to the fabrics that they use. Again, a lot of research has been put into the manufacturing of luxurious, opulent fabrics that are sustainably sourced and much more environmentally conscious. Because of the price points, it's not something you're going to buy in bulk, but it's definitely going to be those investment pieces that you keep and you can wear throughout so many seasons and years. So I really wanted to mention it just to show a few different price points and to show the very kind of top end of the scale when it comes to sustainability, as well as something that's a little more affordable. Things like 90%, that more basics range, a little bit more affordable. Anushka in the middle, redone jeans, £200 price mark. Just wanted to show a few different things. This is very much that luxurious, gorgeous, sustainable piece. Okay, so I've shown you quite a few different brands there, so I really hope it might have inspired you a little bit too. I wanted to do a little bit of the research, get a bit of background on all those brands so you've got a little bit more knowledge about them, and in turn I also have a lot more knowledge about them as well, so they're definitely now going to be on my radar. I myself, I know a lot of people will probably ask me about this. I personally want to be a lot more sustainable. It's going to take time for me to build up my closet in that way, but it's something I'm very, very much excited about and dedicated to at the moment. It's something very much at the top of my mind, so this was really, really interesting for me to do, and I was quite excited to go on a bit of a journey, like a discovering mission. I think over the next few years a lot more of the fashion I'll be wearing will be sustainable, so if you're into that kind of thing then hopefully you'll really, really like that. All of the items I've mentioned will be linked down below, but if you do want to find out more on each of the brands that I've mentioned, I would recommend going to their own websites and having a look for the about section. A few of the websites also have sections on there regarding manufacturing and their ethos and the different fabrics used and where they come from, which is amazing. Not every single brand does, but the ones that do, I do really, really appreciate that. I think it's really, really cool that they do that and go to that effort. But this was just kind of like a starting point, and if you know of any other sustainable brands that are quite easy to access in the UK and you think other people need to know about, please do leave them down below in the comments. It would be amazing to get a bit of a discussion going about your favourite sustainable brands. Let's all just kind of like help each other out and trying to make a bit of a difference and find some awesome brands out there. So I really hope you enjoyed this, guys. Lots more in store for 2019, so thank you for being here. But if you are brand new, please just hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you back. And for everyone else, take care, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.